Wow, what on earth was that? Welcome back. You're watching Trending SA on SABC3 and on trendingsa.tv. That was the sound of the Revolution Twins and their song titled Bavenda that was sampled from the legendary jazz musician Philip Tabane, who unfortunately passed away this past weekend at the age of 84 after suffering a short illness that was age-related. The guitarist, who is well known as the founder of the jazz group Malombo, Jazz Men in Mamelodi. Malombo, as he was known, held 2 honorary doctorates in music. He'd also won multiple awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award at the South African Music Awards in 1998. And I love that because it's giving flowers while the person is still alive.
Yes.
So he was honored. His legacy will always be remembered through his music. With that said, let's check out some of your Facebook posts. We love to hear from you, so make sure you like our page and get involved. The only time I ever cared about a royal wedding, Zamunda, baby. I just watched that movie again this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
And you know she still looks exactly like that.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. She's 51 years old.
Can we see the next tweet, if there is one available to us at present?
Yes.
Florence says, yippee! Guys, Musa needs to confess about the red tie and the red dresser on Insta.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time we've seen her face, Dr. Moose.
She's my friend. Nina, I've posted you 1,000 times, Papi.
You've never posted me,
Monday
babes.
to Thursday, you're on my Instagram.
Just twice.
Can we order? Can we have another post? Do we have one? Yes. Richie Ard says, hi, Monina, 35.
That's right.
Well, I'm 21. I'm sure we can work on that Okanja.
It's fine. Unfortunately, my Ben 10 slot has already been filled.
Lala, he's not your son.
How?
Eh?
He's not your son.
You must stop promoting this when I would.
I actually just look like a nurse. Don't
You
I
look like a really hot nurse. And if you don't, I'm going to not finish that sentence.
All right, thank you so much for all of your comments. Keep them coming. We love hearing from you. Now, to move on to the trends from this weekend, Siskuli, we'll start with you.
What a weekend. Our timelines were just filled with files upon files under the hashtag faith. Remember back in March, Feline Management, a.k.a. Faith Nketzi's company, was looking for girls who look physically appealing, are able to dance, well, that's clearly not me, move, and should be able to have a great time to join her agency. You remember that? Well, it seems as if this weekend all was revealed as what the girl's job description would really be if they want to be part of the agency. According to a tweet posted by our files president, Advocate Barry Roo, apparently, allegedly, supposedly, Queen Turk could be running a prostitution agency.
An
undisclosed individual sent the files chief this post. Have a look. Iti, good evening, sir. I also want to testify concerning the tweet I saw yesterday about Queen Turk. I was desperate and needed cash and joined Faith's agency for some quick cash. I ended up being raped by 6 men, all taking turns, and Faith paid me 20,000 rand to keep quiet. I took the money and said nothing. I was too ashamed. Sir, I'm telling you that this woman is a hardcore pimp. The whole modeling agency is just a front or maybe a side operation. Many girls are selling their bodies for this woman. Anyway, please keep my name out of it. I'm assuming she means at the end there. And immediately alarm bells ran through the masses of social media, with people accusing her of being a pimp who lures young women into believing they would be models but ends up selling them to men for sex instead. Of course, this does not sit well with masses of social media. So under the hashtag Faith at I Love Khabo said the following. Udi Smarty Prey says, so Faith Nketsi pimped out a girl. The girl was raped by 6 whole men and Faith offered her 20K to keep quiet. Is it safe to say women are trash yet? That's the question. And then a flood of responses came in. Ufumpela says, with the Faith Nketsi alleged revelations, I hope now our media will stop giving these Insta slay queens and kings attention and focus the spotlight back on people who actually have talent and are working hard to build careers as creators. Right, Phil? Alrighty then. Uzai says, you guys honestly didn't know that the salon in Protea, North Soweto is where Faith Nketsi houses her prostitutes? Come on, guys, you didn't know this? Mikate Kondlovu says, a lesson about this whole Faith Nketsi thing. Do not be pressured by social media standards and sell your soul to all these devils. Own lane, struggling or not, stay in your own lane. Okay, that was Mo. Mo says, I wonder how Faith Nketsi sleeps at night knowing that she's a rape enabler. This is what she is, according to, of course, that tweet that we saw. Another chief who goes by the name of Mashinini Pule came in with this comment. Uti, morals aside, I admire the courage and the vision of this young lady to see the opportunity and supply the insatiable market with the service needed out there. If she did not do it, someone else was going to do it, period. We won't mention names. With all the allegations flying left, right and centre, Nketsi then took to her Instagram to respond to the claims. In a long statement she posted, she denied the claims and advised the accuser to show her face and take the matter to court. It makes me want to ask you guys, what is it all about? What's your take?
I mean, first of all, it's frightening if a woman has come forward and said that they were raped by 6 men and they were paid hush money. That's very important to make sure that that doesn't happen. I think it's very interesting, some of the things that this has brought up in a debate, right? So stay in your lane. That's something that people said there, you know, stay in your lane, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses and Keezes. But for me, you know, it's so difficult. If you have an issue of poverty at home and there's no other way of making an income, you know, it makes it hard to judge anybody for doing anything to make sure that they can look after their own, you know?
Survive on this planet where poverty is created.
And where nobody actually gives a damn.
They don't.
Right? You've got to do for yourself.
I think a lot of it also lies in like patriarchy. Is that we all seem to think that women need to be, you know, like treated in a certain way, and that women need to be told what to do, and that our morals need to be reflected on what we think we need to do. But people don't look at the whole situation in the sense that if someone is selling, there's someone that's buying. And no one is even like looking at that, at those 6 men that raped the poor girl and all those sort of things. No one looks at those things. And all of this happens with people choosing to do it. I mean, all these people are adults, I'm assuming. So if you're an adult and you make an active decision to say, this is what I get into, I think you need to understand all the intricacies of what's going on within the legal consenting space.
But this is where it gets tricky, because where's the legal consenting space? So my issue comes in when you're offered a job to come be a model, right?
Lured.
You're lured with that. You want to be a model, come be a model. Then suddenly you're put...
Take accountability. End of story. In case I wasn't stern enough, other girls were apparently revealing more files than others implicated in the tweets from Cakes Nandi. Guys, this stuff is real. Look at this. Faith and Nketsi, feline management are affecting young girls. This is real. There's a lot of these messages. These things are coming through. All right. As if that was the end to the advocate's weekend expose, he added more spice by accusing the founder of Orgella Media, Allegro Dinkwanyane, of also recruiting girls for profit Bushiri.
Oh, we can just call him Bushiri because the whole profit thing is ridiculous. We did try to get hold of Allegra, and she said that she would not entertain fake news and that she would like to know Ubanu advocate Barry and where does he get his sources from. She then further went on to say the following after she said she wasn't going to say much. But anyway, I'm aware of the allegations that were made against me this weekend by an account where the account holder is hidden. I deny these allegations. I have no further comment while I consult with my legal team. So advocate Barry, tell us, Baba, what's going on? Because she's denying it.
Okay, so we're moving on to another hashtag that had social media buzzing all weekend. Nina?
Yes, guys. Sure. All right. This is, you know, it's a heavy Monday because there's lots of heavy stuff that happened this weekend. Our national treasure, guys, Babes, has been top of my trends all weekend after the interview on the drive on Metro FM with Maschava and Ndlovu and Mo Flavor this past Friday. In the interview, which was also live on Babes' Instagram, Babes was supposed to confirm whether her and her longtime beau, Mampintsha, aka Mandla Mapumulo, were indeed engaged and expecting a baby, according to recent media claims. Now, things took a complete left when Maschaba confronted Babes about Mampintsha abusing her. And if you still haven't seen the clip, please take a look.
I said I wasn't going to do this. But, Babes, you know, I think it needs to be said because I hate to see a young woman as talented, as smart as you living in so much fear. Babes, Wodumo. Right? You don't have to answer this question, but we all know, because we've heard from multiple sources, people who've witnessed the fact that you have been physically abused by Mampintsha. That he has beaten you in your relationship. And right now, and I'm sorry, but right now you're sitting here, you're scared, and you're worried about what's going to happen next.
So this news shocked the interwebs, with some saying how could Maschaba expose Babes live on air, and it seemed that she was terrified of the consequences. I mean, that's what it seemed like. However, Other social media had a different response, but before we can take a look at those tweets, Maschaba and Ndlovu took to her Twitter to confirm that the minister Bheki Cele offered Babes protection despite Babes not laying charges against Mampintsha.
Of course, I also read another tweet from Bheki Cele himself denying that the SAPS is offering 24 hours protection for anyone.
Well, I know that they have car guards outside police stations. Hashtag just saying. All right. And when you harm Mzansi's national treasure like that, of course, social media will have a few things to say. All right. Usizwe Dlomo says, just because people are victims doesn't mean that they forfeit any of their rights or agency. You don't get to choose what's best for them and disregard their feelings. This is just like when poor people get treated with no dignity. It's wrong. Skirt, skirt. There were a couple of people that had responses. Check it out. All right. Sanda Mamti says, I for one applaud Maschaba and Ndlovu for being brave enough to expose the act of abuse. It was not the right platform. That's the accent. That's bull. Was she supposed to wait until there's death? Fair enough.
Really?
Fair enough. And then Hip Hop Saved My Life says, look what happened to Karabo Mokoena. Those people who were around her knew exactly what was happening to her, but refused to help her. Then when Maschaba did something positive, people started to hate her. Maschaba did the right thing for standing up for Babes.
Thanks, Maschaba.
And then Kabelo says, Indaba Zamikai, abuse is not a private matter. Hi, Suga Mampintsha, just worried about the money he's going to lose without Babes. In a sense, he's admitting that he's been using and abusing her. He's now afraid other people are going to take that from him. Well, I mean... and then this one, guys.
Come
all right. Chulao?
Sure.
Says this album was released in 2016. See for yourself how Mampintsha was featured on every song that he controlled Babes' career and her life. Dude ensured Babes was always with him. Sadly, he blocked doors for her with all the late admin for visa applications. Check Golden Queen featuring Mampintsha. I even had a joke about this. I was like, what is up with Mampintsha's feet? I don't know. It doesn't end there. In response to allegations, Mampintsha, who managed Wodumo on his label West Ink Records, released a statement to respond to what he called public hysteria. I don't know if that was his ghostwriter telling him.
Oh, no, it was definitely a
ghostwriter. Best ghostwriter Mampintsha ever had. It's a far cry from Haibo. And then later he sat down for this interview taken from Times Live where he basically blames jealous people, Ninamon, for a third hand for the dramatic turn of events. Although, Mampintsha, I think your hands have done enough damage on their own.
Lento nje ukuthi iyabonakala sinesandla sesithathu because si right no Babes whatever makufaka kakhulu inkinga zothando nama relationship umuntu ongena inkinga ku relationship yakhe kodwa ngandlela sebebeka ngayo izinto zeyibhakela imbongozini nokuphoka emlenze ngivele ngaba lot because now uxakekile uBabes uthi imlenze ayiphuka kuphi ibhakela kanjani because angisiyona imonster uyangazi naye.
Yeah, it's a heck of a lot. It's a heck of a lot. All right, you give us your thoughts and your opinions on this. And we'll be back after this break. This is Trending SA on SABC.